Yo guys, guess what? After weeks and weeks of delays and such, I finally got my Nintendo Switch. No, not from the place I actually pre-ordered it from. Nah, that would be too easy. It had to be from another store. You see, Fox Burrito went and picked one up for me at Toys R Us, and that allows me to finally talk about this thing. And since everybody and their grandmother is talking about Zelda, I thought I'd be an ultra hipster and talk about something else.
1, 2, switch!
So, what is there to say about 1-2 Switch? It's first and foremost a party game with everything that entails. It also doubles as a neat little tech demo for what the Switch can do. And I'll give it this much, it's a really charming party game where each minigame is preceded by actors playing the game, getting really into it and teaching you how to play. It sets the mood for a good party collection, and while a lot of the cutscenes are comical, borderline dumb if you're not exactly in that kind of mood in that moment, it's hard not to smile when you see the winner celebrate like a total goofball and the loser pouting like a baby. Or when you see a grown-ass man try to pretend to be eating really fast by opening and closing their mouths close to the Joy-Con. I mean, the game has charm in a strange kind of way, and it revels in it. At first, you start off with just a few minigames, like Quick Draw and such, but after a little while, all of them unlock, and it just looks pretty neat. There are 28 games all in all, and a lot of them are fun. Really fun, actually. Table tennis is one that I think I had the most fun with, and ball count kind of blew my mind with the HD rumble thingy. It really does feel like balls are moving around inside the controller, and that's friggin' awesome. I mean, it's not perfect, but it is pretty close. It's pretty impressive tech, and I hope that more games will start using this as a main feature, especially considering that both the Joy-Cons and the Pro Controller has it. You can't get away from it. But wait, what was that word I used a second ago? Impressive tech? Yeah, exactly. See, 1-2 Switch does a lot to show off the tech inside the Joy-Cons. Honestly, motion controls seem very sophisticated with the Nintendo Switch, but the game itself tends to feel like little more than just a tech demo, camouflaged as a set of minigames. There are very few of these that are bad. As I mentioned earlier, they're pretty fun too, but unfortunately they're just about as deep as the kiddie pool. This is the kind of game you show to your friends or your family, maybe even grandma. It's a nice introduction to the Switch and what it can do, but there's little more to it than that. What's more, not every game is simple enough to learn on your first go, so you kind of need to play it multiple times. The issue comes with that need to practice. If you have to practice, you're gonna be a lot better than whomever you show it to. That means you'll either wreck them every time, or you have to throw the game on purpose, and that kind of defeats the whole point of it being a party game. Nobody wants to compete against the guy who wins every time. In any case, I mentioned the intro cutscenes earlier. They're charming in a goofy way, but they are also annoyingly unskippable. You finish a game, you hit play again, and the cutscene plays again, and it can't be skipped. Well, at least not to begin with. You do get the ability to skip these intro cutscenes after you play the games a couple of times, but if you already know how the game works, it can feel like the pacing comes to a screeching halt every time you want to play it again, and the cutscene pops up. This doesn't strike me as the best design choice for a party game. I mean, I get it to a certain degree, since this is kind of meant as a pass the controller around so many people can play, but I'd rather have the option to skip available from the start. Well, in the end, I'd say that 1-2 Switch is a fun little tech demo that can double as some strange knockoff WarioWare title. It's clearly not perfect, but it has charm. Is it worth your time? Sure. If someone actually has the game, go for it. Knock out a few party games. But do I recommend getting it yourself? Well, only if you're tired of Zelda. Or if you're tired of Snipper Clips. Or you're tired of Shovel Knight. Or I Am Setsuna. Or Fast RMX, or Metal Slug 3, or... I guess if you want a tech demo to show to your friends who aren't gamers? I mean, it is impressive tech, but the game itself is little more than a novelty. I think your interest is going to wane within just a few hours, if that. And as of such, I cannot really recommend the game unless you're really pining for something else to play than the relatively paltry selection the Switch has at launch. I'm actually a bit surprised how barren the Switch is at launch. I mean, there's no music while browsing the eShop, there's no Miniversy to browse when you're bored, and there aren't any tech demo games to play unless you pay for it with the 1-2 Switch game. On the flip side, the 3DS had a lot of games available on the system you could play if you didn't have much else, including Face Raiders, Street Pass Plaza, and AR games. It's in fact due to this contrast in content on system launch that I would say that 1-2-Switch should have been a game packaged with the system, maybe even pre-installed, although that might have been too much for the internal memory. If they had packaged it with the system, I think the Switch would have been a lot more attractive and popular with non-gamers, just like the Wii was with Wii Sports. If you have to buy it, I would say it's not worth 50 bucks. Wait until it's in the bargain bin. And thank you very much for watching, guys. This episode was a bit shorter, but I'll be out with a new video in not too long. See you later. Ha det bra!